Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Swimbait 79 here. Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is going to be about my best baits for the month of July. What works for me may not work for you. Today's first bait is going to be a flipping bait. I have this rigged up on a crawfish made by Rage Craw by Strike King. I have it on a straight shank 5/0 flipping hook with a 1 ounce tungsten flipping weight, pegged with 2 bobber stops. I have the craw tips dipped into the Spike It Dip and Glow in the orange. Adds a garlic scented, so it adds a little bit of scent to it. Other than that, it's just punching pads, any kind of grass you come across, any kind of wood. Shoots in there very fast, gives the fish a split second to decide whether or not they want to eat it. You'll have better days flipping when the sun is out. With that theory, the sun will pin the fish below the cover that you're fishing, as in it's grass, lily pads, underneath some wood, docks. They'll push them up underneath it or in it, so you're able to pitch this bait in there and easily catch some fish. Just takes a little bit of practice. You will snag stuff up, so just be prepared for that. In July, you have a lot of thick grass. This bait will be able to penetrate most of all grasses, most of all types of cover. It's just a very good bait to have tied up and ready to go in the month of July. Yeah, pissed off. Yeah, buddy. Look at that one. Look at that one, y'all. Flipping's the way to do it in the summertime. Yeah, buddy. Get some. Alrighty, bait number 2 for the best baits for the month of July is going to be a frog. You can literally throw this anywhere. It's pretty snagless, snag proof. It does catch a few leaves of grass, pads occasionally, but for the most part it is very weedless. It is one of the best bets for summertime to catch a nice quality fish, especially a big fish, possible trophy as well. Over the years, I utilized the bigger frogs rather than the smaller frogs. Just simple fact that I catch bigger fish. This is a Spro King Daddy in Midnight Walker. It is a 1 ounce frog. My preferred frog. I fish it on a 50 pound braid on a 7'3" medium heavy and sparse cover. Then I change it up to a 7'6" heavy action with 65 pound braid, and that usually gets the job done. The thicker the cover, the bigger rod, the bigger line. But this literally will get bit anywhere you go in the continental USA. Across these thick pads, I really don't try to really work the frog necessarily, like walk it. I just kind of reel it across it and just let it tumble across. Now, key tip is when you rest it, try to rest it in between the pads. Don't rest it right on top of the pad. A lot of times when you rest it right there, a fish will come up and eat it. And if it's sitting in the crack of the pad or in between pads, it will have a more likelihood of getting the frog rather than blasting it off of the pad like they normally do. All right, another bait for the month of July, not only as a stationary frog, but you can also use a moving style of a frog. This is basically a weedless whopper plopper. This is the Teckle Sprinkler frog. I highly recommend you guys checking this out. Guys and gals, check these out. If you hadn't seen my video yet on how to make your homemade sprinkler frog, I suggest you check it out. It is a alternative to spending, upwards of close to 20 bucks when said and done of buying one of these style frogs. You can make your own right here. Once again, check out my video. Bait number 3 for the best baits of July is going to be a swim jig. A Dirty Jigs 3/4 ounce California swim jig is my swim jig of choice. I utilize a bigger soft plastic trailer with a bigger boot tail, gives off a bigger profile, moves more water, attracts bigger bass. I like them in bluegill color. This is a yellow perch color, warmouth color, any one of those colors with a green pumpkin soft plastic trailer dipped in either chartreuse or orange. This one's dipped in orange, as you can see. Just flat out gets bit. I fish it on a 50-pound braid on a 7'3" medium heavy blackout 13 fishing rod with just a loose speed spool reel, 6/8 to 1. Just a good setup, a great setup. I can literally cast this and rewind it anywhere I need to. It is fairly snagless and snag proof. It does catch grass. When I fish it in thick grass, I do keep it in the top inch or two of the water column. Helps minimize the amount of grass that collects to this thing. It's a very versatile bait. You can utilize it in so many different ways than just casting and retrieving it. When the sun's out, I like to throw the swim jig. When it's cloudy, overcast, low light, I like the spinner bait. But when the sun's out, I throw the swim jig. And you could just go along and work the edge of something, whether it's lily pad field, grass edge, dock edge, whatever it may be. Just put your head down, put your trolling motor on high, and get the chucking and winding. Cover water. You're going to sooner or later run into a fish, and be ready. I like to just run this bait normally within the first foot of the water column, the top foot. If it's really grassy, I literally have that thing and I'm burning it right across the surface of the water. You'd be surprised how many times when one will come out and blast that, blow up the whole situation. When that happens, all I do is simply drop the rod and crack that thing as hard as I can. Just stop reeling, stop doing everything, drop your rod, and just crack that thing. I do not really take my eyes off of this bait as I swim it through this grass, pads. I'm looking around it, looking for any kind of sign of fish. You can pitch it, flip it, swim it, burn it. A swim jig is highly versatile bait. It's one of my favorite baits in the summertime. I can't stress that to you guys enough. It's usually the same kind of setup and same rod that I would throw a single bladed buzzbait on. Is that type of a softer, medium heavy type of a rod One of the keys to the swim jig bite is to tighten your drag all the way down or down close to it. Maybe a click or two away from being fully tight. That way you have no slippage. When you set the hook, there's absolutely very minimal, if any, line stretch in there. So if you're wrapped up into some pads or the son of a bitch fish takes you into the pads, you can easily rip that fish right back out of there. Like that one, look at that, you guys. Tell me that wasn't badass as shit right there. Look at that. What am I saying? Yeah, buddy. Look at that. It's choked. I got myself with the hook. There we go. Yeah, buddy, look at that. Fish number 2. First one on the swim jig. You guys convinced yet about the swim jig in the summertime? All right. When the sun is out in the summertime, a spinnerbait to me is probably one of the last baits I want to fish, unless you have high winds like this. Over the years, I kind of settled on 3/4 ounce or ½ ounce. I prefer the 3/4 ounce to 1 ounce spinnerbaits. I utilize a larger than average size trailer hook as well. I use a 3/0 trailer hook, free swinging. Wherever this bait goes, the trailer hook's following right behind it. Picks up a lot of those short strikers. Once again, this is a 3/4 ounce War Eagle double willow leaf, and the color is Pro's Choice. Once again, it's a 3/4 ounce. I throw it on 20-pound fluorocarbon on a 7'6" medium heavy Mach series rod. It is a very good rod for the spinnerbait for 20-pound fluorocarbon. I utilize a 100 size, 200 size Johnny Morris Signature Series reel, 681, and I have very few problems with this setup. Catches a lot of spinnerbait fish. Let's go ahead and see what happens. But in the month of July, you cannot go wrong, especially on cloudy days or super windy days like this, as long as you have some cover to throw this around, over, on the side of, above, over the top of some submergent grass, whatever the case may be. But if flat out gets bit, if you're not fishing a spinnerbait in the month of July, you're missing out. As far as stuff to throw these baits on, these baits do weigh 5/8 of an ounce, so they weigh just a little bit heavier than your traditional frogs with the silicone legs, but nonetheless you could still get away with throwing this bait on the same setup, same stuff, just a 7-foot medium heavy all around rod with a high-speed bait cast reel, at least 681 or higher. I like to start at 7 to 1 as far as a frog fishing type of a reel. This is my magnum size weedless whopper plopper homemade sprinkler frog that I made years ago. It does get bit, does catch fish. I tend to fish this on a 7'3" medium heavy Mach 2 series rod. If the cover is sparse, now if it's thicker cover, then I tend to throw this on a 7'6" heavy action rod with 65-pound braid instead of 50. It gets the job done. I feel way more safer throwing this stuff in the thick stuff and being able to winch a giant fish out of the thick stuff utilizing 65-pound braid and a heavier action rod. But nonetheless, this is the Teckle Sprinkler Frog. Alrighty, the next bait is going to be a single-bladed buzz bait. If you're not throwing a single-bladed buzz bait, or a buzzbait period in the month of July, you are missing out. There are some giants to be caught on buzzbaits. In my opinion, they mimic a bird scurrying across the surface of the water. That's why so many lunkers and PBs and giant fish and double digits are caught on buzzbaits. It's just a great bait to throw in the warmer months. I like to throw this bait on straight braid, but I like to throw it with a 3/0 trailer hook, free swinging. Now this specific model is a War Eagle buzz toad. I take the original stock toad that comes on it, I take it off, I put a horny toad on there. I like the watermelon. Watermelon something, I forget the exact name of this, but your whites, blacks. I like this watermelon swirl, I think it's called. I like the gold blade, 50-pound braid, 7-foot, medium heavy rod, at least a 7-to-1 gear ratio, bait cast reel. It's just a great bait. Alrighty, the other bait to the buzz bait is going to be a bigger profile buzz bait. This is a double buzzer made by Picasso. It's the Picasso Buzzsaw buzz bait. It's a 3/4 ounce, so I can throw it in wind. I fish it on straight braid, 65-pound braid, at least a 7'6" heavy action rod, 6:3:1 gear ratio. It's a gear or a size 200 Shimano. I think it's a Shimano Sitka, something like that. Yeah, Sitka. Anyway, it's a 200 size reel. I put 65-pound braid on it. It's a great bait. I still throw this with a 3/0 trailer hook, just like my spinner baits, just like the single bladed buzz baits. This moves a ton of water. It definitely is a light switch type of a bait. It pulls fish out of cover to investigate it and smash it. I've caught some very big fish on this bait. Fish all the way up to about 8.3 pounds on this. But nonetheless, it's just a great bait to change up and throw. You can cover a ton of water with a bait like this or the single bladed buzz bait. Nonetheless, both are deadly. Another great bait to fish in the month of July is a walking bait. Some kind of surface popper or a walking bait or a prop bait. Something that makes noise. You can fish it aggressive or you could not fish it aggressive. This is a Bill Lewis stutter step in the 4-inch. I'm going to fish this walking bait. It's weighing at 5/8 of an ounce, so it's a little bit heavier than your traditional walking bait or popper style bait or prop style bait. But nonetheless, it's 5/8, so I fish it on straight braid, 50-pound braid. I fish it on a 7-foot medium heavy rod, just like a frog, a single bladed buzz bait, at least a 7-to-1 gear ratio, high speed bait caster. This is a Bass Pro Shop Pro Qualifier. This is a badass bait right here. They make it in a 5-inch as well. It was not specifically made for bass. It was specifically made for tigerfish in Zimbabwe. right, next bait for the month of July. If you're not throwing a square bill around, you're missing out. This is a 6 cents movement L7, dives 3 to 6 foot. The coloration name of this color is Oyster. It is a little bit larger size than a normal square bill. Weighs 5/8 of an ounce. It flat out gets bit. I just recently caught a fish close to 8 pounds on it. It's tried and true. The setup I throw this on is a Abu Garcia Vendetta Next Generation 7-foot medium heavy fast action, paired with a Bass Pro Shop Pro Qualifier. Just a basic 100 series reel. I spool it with 17-pound fluorocarbon. It's perfect for this. I handled that big fish the other day just perfectly. Alrighty, this is the last bait for my best baits for the month of July. Can never go wrong with a magnum size or just a swim bait. This is obviously a magnum size swim bait. It's a 10-inch Megabass Mag Draft. The color is some kind of shad color. Can't exactly remember, but nonetheless, to me it looks like a rainbow trout. Just this magnum size of a bait. The presence alone will call fish out of thick cover and right to it in return, and get yourself an opportunity for a fish of a lifetime, let alone a PB. I fish it on it's a 6-ounce bait, so you have to have specialized gear to be able to throw it. I throw it on this 8-foot swim bait rod that's discontinued, but nonetheless it casts it with ease, fishes it with ease. I've spooled a 300 size reel with 30-pound fluorocarbon. I throw on straight fluorocarbon. Gets the job done. If you don't have specialized gear to be able to throw this big of a bait, you can go down to the 10-inch or the 8-inch, which is 3 ounces. And I think the 6-inch is just over 1 ounce. So that's a Megabass Mag Draft family of swim baits, the 6, 8, and the 10. I prefer the larger size. In return, it catches larger fish. Nonetheless, it is a little bit difficult to throw when you have grass floating around. This treble hook likes to grab all the grass. Turns out to be a pain after a few hours of picking grass off this thing every hour, every minute, every second it seems like. But nonetheless, it gets the job done, especially early in the morning or late in the evening, or if you have a rainy, cloudy, overcast day with low light. This bait, I will look to throw this. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for the video for today. That is my best baits for the month of July. Utilize those baits in the month of July and you will catch more fish and bigger fish than the rest of your buddies that do not watch me. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Appreciating each every one of you viewers. Thank you very much. Until next time, Swimbait 79 out.